If you have an upcoming final round consulting interview and are trying to land that consulting offer, you may be wondering if you can use the same strategies that you used in your first round interviews, or whether you need to change your approach or strategy. You should know that there are a few big differences between consulting first round and final round interviews. Knowing what these differences are could make the difference between landing a consulting offer and getting rejected. I'm a former Bain manager and interviewer, and I'm going to share with you the 5 key differences between consulting first round and final round interviews that you should know. Knowing these differences will help you prepare better for final round interviews and significantly increase your chances of success. Key difference number 1, conversational case interviews. Final round interviews tend to have something I call conversational case interviews. These case interviews will feel like a discussion or group brainstorming rather than a typical case. The interviewer will give you a business problem and ask for your thoughts or ideas. The interviewer will ask follow-up questions, and the case will turn into a natural back and forth discussion. Conversational case interviews are a lot less structured than typical case interviews. There will be no clear or right answer. There will also be no clear path to solving the case. The case will move towards whatever direction the conversation is going. For this style of case interviews, the interviewer is looking to understand how you think about business problems and how good you are at brainstorming and using your business judgment. The best way to handle these cases is to structure your thoughts and ideas. Don't just answer the interviewer's questions with the first thoughts that come into your mind. Instead, lay out an approach to answer the question in the most clear and thorough way. Key difference number 2, stress case interviews. Final round interviews tend to also have something I call stress case interviews. These are cases in which the interviewer will intentionally be a bit hostile towards you in order to make you feel uncomfortable and feel pressure. For example, your interviewer may not give you time to structure a framework. They could demand that you start the case right away. When you answer their questions, they may tell you that your answer is wrong. Even if you present a reasonable answer, they will still attack it and make you defend it. The best way to handle this style of case interviews is to stay calm and collected. Know that the interviewer is intentionally being hostile towards you, so continue to be poised and don't become upset. If the interviewer does not give you time to structure your thoughts, talk through your thoughts out loud in front of the interviewer. This will give you the time needed to create a structured framework. If the interviewer says that you have the wrong answer, stay optimistic and persistent. Listen to the feedback the interviewer is giving and continue searching for a better answer. Finally, if the interviewer attacks your ideas, you should acknowledge the interviewer's points and politely explain your thoughts or positioning. Never directly attack what the interviewer is saying. Before moving on to the next key difference between first round and final round consulting interviews, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our consulting and case interview content. Key difference number 3, different types of cases. While first round interviews frequently have profitability and market entry cases, final round interviews have a much wider range of case types. You may see cases on pricing, growth strategy, mergers and acquisitions, responding to a competitor, operational improvement, or investment decision making. Additionally, you may also see cases in industries that you have never heard of. These industries are intentionally selected so that interviewers can see how quickly you can learn about a new industry. The key to solving any of these cases is to stick with your case interview strategy. Although the types of cases and industries may be different, the fundamental strategies to solving these cases is the same. Make sure you are not heavily relying on memorized frameworks. You may have to think on the spot during your final round interviews to develop a unique and tailored framework for a particular case scenario. Be prepared for this. You may also want to practice brainstorming to improve your creativity. When your case deals with an unfamiliar industry, ensure that you are asking the right questions in the beginning of the case to understand the industry well enough. If you want to learn the most robust, effective case interview strategies to solve any case, while also saving yourself hundreds of hours of prep time, check out our comprehensive case interview course linked in the video description below. Key difference number 4, more emphasis on behavioral interviews. Final round consulting interviews tend to have more time spent on behavioral or fit interview questions. For example, if you have 3 or 4 back-to-back interviews, one of your interviews will most likely be exclusively dedicated to behavioral and fit interview questions. This is quite different from first round interviews, in which almost all of your interviews are focused on case interviews. You should be prepared to answer questions such as, why are you interested in consulting? Why do you want to work at this firm? Can you tell me about a time when you used data to solve a problem? And can you give an example of a time when you successfully led a team? If you want to learn how to answer 98% of consulting behavioral or fit interview questions in just a few hours, check out our comprehensive consulting behavioral interview course linked in the video description below. Key difference number 5, more senior interviewers. Your interviewers in your final round interview will be more senior people than your first round interviews. Expect to interview with principals and partners. Since your interviewers are more senior, they will be less likely to follow prescriptive interview questions that you may have been asked in your first round interview. For case interviews, your interviewers will likely give you a case that they actually worked on. This is different from first round interviews, where interviewers are typically given a specific case to deliver. Additionally, consulting principals and partners are more likely to ask whatever they find interesting on your resume. So, be prepared to discuss these interesting points that make you stand out from other candidates. Final round consulting interviews are tough. The cases are harder and your competition is better. Fortunately, you don't have to prepare for your final round consulting interviews alone. If you need help, you can always check out our case interview course, consulting behavioral interview course, and one-on-one case interview coaching services linked in the video description below. Good luck with your consulting interviews, and remember that you can do it.